Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV and to a new edition of our online interview series. Today, we want to talk to Tim Clark, the CEO of Fury Gold Mines, and Bryan Atkinson, the Senior Vice President, Exploration of Fury Gold Mines. Happy New Year and good morning. How are you guys?
Excellent, Mark. How are you?
Not too bad here in Switzerland.
You got a good intro. I like it. And we're off to a good start already.
Perfect. Then we
listen,
can start with your company now.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Well, look, we think we had a great year last year. Obviously, the stock prices, were down for everybody, but we were able to accomplish a ton last year in terms of refinancing the company, cutting 30% of the costs, reconfiguring basically how we sort of operate. And effectively, we've been getting drill results all fall. The most recent drill results are what I would highlight the most just in this call because they just came out and they were particularly good. Look, I think just a quick recap too is that, the market's been down throughout the year last year, and a lot of the stocks are off, but we saw a little light of day at the end of the December and November. And I think that we're seeing the turning point, and I think this is something where investors should start paying attention going into new year. A lot of people that I've done channel checks with, and I've spent 20 years working the capital markets and in the investor side, but they think the dollar is topped out, and gold is now back in favor. We saw the gold price lift up, 1850, new high for the last 6 months. And these stocks are completely washed out. Whether you like Fury or not, you should be paying attention because these are the most beat up stocks in the commodity market. Gold did not perform well. And if you want to take a big leverage piece, you'd be looking at the junior exploration space, which fits right in with what we're doing. What I think that you ought to consider going next year is where companies are financially. We're in an unusual spot because we've got $10 million in the treasury, and we also have approximately $50 million worth of Dolly Varden stock that we can publicly trade starting in February, where our goal is not to go out and sell the stock. We like it. We think it's going to go higher. I'm on the board, and we have our chief senior geologist also on the board of Dolly. We like it. However, we want to be drilling, and that's the hope here is that we can keep finding gold the way we've been doing, and that's where we're starting the year.
Sure. And for that, especially the last 2 months, you got beautiful drill results. So the last just couple of days before Christmas. And so I guess that's most important now for our interview. So let's talk about that.
Sure, Bryan. Why don't you jump right in it? It's Bryan's the chief geologist, and he's responsible for picking those holes.
Yeah, thanks. Quite fantastic. We went out to Percival, which was a discovery from 2018, so very recent. Went out there, reinterpreted some of the data, did some retargeting where the previous operators had missed. We went in and drilled underneath that, and we've got an 85-meter step out to the west, which came in at 13.5 meters at just over 8 grams. So it gets us over the 100-gram meter threshold. It's kind of the goal for most junior exploration companies is to zing a hole like that into something out there. And then, we had another 150-meter step out down plunge, which came in at 7.5 meters at 4.4 grams. So we've got the deepest hole, we've got the westernmost hole out there, and it's just wide open out there now. So we're going to go back in and follow up on these results. Pretty excited about them.
Cool. And what do you think? How huge is this resource?
I like that word. Huge.
Yeah, huge.
Well, look, I would just say that just the East Main, first of all, is sort of our primary. Percival is 14 kilometers to the east, and that just gives you some breadth. And Bryan, maybe you should elaborate on sort of the whole property as we're looking at it.
Yeah, no, we've got so to answer the original question is it's too early stage, right? It's wide open and, down plunge to the west. We're looking back to the east even with it. So can't give you a number right now. I can just tell you we're going to go back in and get to that stage where we can be able to give you a number. It's wide open right now. So as Tim was saying, we're along the Canard deformation zone here, 14 kilometers away from the Eau Claire deposit, which is our 1.3 million ounces. Within that trend, that structural trend that controls all the mineralization in our properties and regionally, we've also done a lot of work out to the east on the Canard extension in our Lac Larky property. So those exploration results will be coming out here in Q1 2023. So we start talking about those targets and sort of broadening out. So Percival is sort of the success at Percival Main. We've got 14 other targets we've already developed there from the biogeochem and induced polarization ground geophysical survey that we completed. So now we've done one of those. So we've got lots of room there. We've got new targets coming out of Lac Larky as we process that data as it's coming in. So, and then we've also got the anchor of the Eau Claire resource. So overall, it looks like a pretty exciting year for Fury.
Okay. Do you have a special drill program for this new year, especially at Percival?
We're still working on that. We've got a board strategy meeting at the end of next week, and we hope to be able to hash that out and get final approved programs and budgets. But Eau Claire, drilling at Eau Claire, drilling at Percival, drilling up at Eleanor South joint venture with our partner Newmont up there. Those would be sort of the big ticket goals that we're going to strive for. And what the metrics are exactly of those, how many meters at each prospect and total spend, we've got to get that through the board here right away.
We just to be fair, we are still collecting drill holes basically coming off of back of last year. So we've gotten that question before going into the holidays. And my answer was, look, we're happy to put out a guideline, what we're looking for. But until we get the drill results, it didn't make a lot of sense to start picking targets. We've got some time in front of us. Our goal is to be back at it. And we're going to come back to our investors in a short while. And hopefully we'll have some more meaningful drill results in between then. So I hope that answers your question.
Sure. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. And do you have some drill assays from the last year still pending, or everything is published now?
No, we've still got 3 holes pending. One from the hinge. So we went back in after having a lot of success there, and we drilled. All the previous drilling was from the south to the north. So we came in and drilled from the northwest to the southeast, kind of across things, just to kind of confirm our model and really help out. So we've got that hole pending, and then 2 holes from the east extension of the Eau Claire resource as well, still pending.
Okay,
plus
so your priorities now are first flagship project Eau Claire, and then the second the joint venture with Newmont. Or is it another, do you have another timetable for all this stuff?
No, I think, Bryan, we've got 3 great targets. I mean, the truth is we've got a lot of targets, more than we can possibly drill. And that's the hard part you're trying to pin us in on. What I would say is, look, Eau Claire has been our bread and butter. The hinge has really been giving. The results we just got out of Percival are really big for us. I mean, this could potentially open that resource up a lot. And but one of our best targets really is up in the joint venture with Newmont, and investors should realize that every dollar we put in the drilling, it's only 50 cents because we're splitting it with Newmont. Newmont has told us, we know there's gold there, we just don't know how much, and we want to go find out. And so that's the goal of cleaning up that joint venture last August or September. That's out of the way for us to start acting on. I've been waiting for a long time. So we're excited at those 3 primary areas. And we just got to figure out a budget because, to be honest, we've got a lot of drilling potential, and we just got to narrow it down and be thoughtful about how we spend our money. You know, 10 million bucks is great, but it goes quickly. We're sensitive to the market and what the market's telling us out there. We're more opportunistic this year. I think 2023 is going to be a better year for the gold market. And if we can get paid for results, we're happy to go out and do it. And you know, we're in a position better than most to be able to navigate that, because most of the companies in our space, frankly, just don't have anywhere near the money we have. And that's the advantage. And I don't think what we've been doing the last year has really caught up to our share price either. We've basically restructured the whole company and refinanced it. And we've brought in major investors from the United States institutional side, as well as the Canadian top tier mining companies to support us. And we've got relationships where a lot of the companies don't have. And again, I come from 20 years working on the sell side. I didn't come in here to, you know, sit by and just kind of poke holes around. I came here to build a company, and that's what our focus is to do. So a lot in front of us this year. I think there's going to be interest. You know, the IPO market is gone, but the merger market is up and healthy. I think that there's got to be some consolidation in this industry. You've got other bigger companies that got to shed some assets that may be looking for companies to pick it up. Lots of shifting and lots of maneuvering this year in the gold market, in my opinion. So again, we're worthy of a look, and we'd invite investors to give us a call or touch base with us and just follow. The drill results are coming in. So it's better to buy now than later, in my opinion.
Exactly. And that's also a beautiful conclusion for our interview, I would say. So as you said, the gold market, especially in this year, looks pretty good, looks stronger than the last years. And especially then for the investors in the junior markets, it's a great opportunity, especially with Fury Gold Mines, with the next drill results coming in a couple of months again. And so, yeah, hopefully it will get you a push in the stocks, in the stock market, in your share price. And you're fully financed. You have lots of money in the bank, so no dilution now for the investors. For me, as an investor, it looks and it hurts pretty good.
Good. Glad to hear. Thank you.
Then all the best, guys. Fingers crossed for the next drill results, and we keep posted. We keep in touch, and if our investors need some information, we will. Yeah, we will figure it out, and we'll get in touch with you.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Perfect. So that was Tim Clark and Bryan Atkinson from Fury Gold Mines. A great opportunity in the junior gold market. A really beautiful exploration company. It's getting with new and more drill results this year. So check it out. We will keep you posted. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.